Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan scratch it. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Catch it, match it, stash it in the cabinet. Listen to the chorus while let Ivan. This is real hip hop, we aiming for a classic. And if we can't approach it, screw it, we'll attack it. Attack it, attack it, attack it, attack it.
Six.
What you know about classic
music? 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review Series. The catch-up period is over. After this, we would have done every retro that we've had planned. We had two that we've had sitting for a while in a queue, pretty much, and the queue's empty now. We don't have to. It's not full anymore. I say full, but it was only like two things that were in the queue.
There was like, we were backed up by like two retros. You know, it's such a big deal.
Such a long queue.
Yeah, but we had this one planned for a while. But before we actually talk about what the retro is, you should know what it is if you read the title. But you know, if you can't read, we're gonna tell you what it is in a second.
If you can't read, I don't know how you got here because it's like right in the corner. I don't know how you can't read that. You know, this is, you know.
But anyhow,
judgment might be a little hard to read, but
yeah. But anyhow, let's introduce everybody. First, the person that picked this retro, the person that is a big WWE fan. He loves him some WWE. He'll watch any WWE that he can, except main event.
Except main event and level up. Nobody should, unless you go to watch the dude that comes out to the People's Court team. You never ever should watch Level Up. Although Level Up has one more advantage to watch than main event because of the guy that comes out to People's Court. I forget his name. What the fuck is that lawyer's name?
Luca Crucifino.
Yeah, Luca Crucifino is like my favorite because I cannot. The one day I don't even know if I told you this, Chris, dude. I watched Level Up, so I'm doing Aftershock because fucking Owen's away in North Carolina, so I'm doing Aftershock, right? The legit highlight of my week, I'm not even fucking kidding you, was that guy coming out to the fucking People's Court team. I died. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to?
But anyhow, yeah, so we're here with Chris Dodd, though. How are you today, Chris? So how are you doing?
I'm doing fucking fantastic.
You're actually making a grand return to this channel, too. You haven't been on this channel in a while. I don't know where you've been, but you haven't been here.
And I've been jumping off houses, I think.
Oh, no, you doing the No Mercy dives? Is that the guy I see? Are you the one that broke his tailbone or got his head indented into the ground?
Head indented into the ground.
Gotcha.
Not really functioning right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm here with the guy that produces everything that I'm ever going to make on YouTube for the end of time.
Probably.
James Hebert.
Knowing our luck. Hi, it's me, the autistic man. I got a beard club shirt. Hi, Ted Goods.
Hope he's doing well.
Yeah, I hope he is too. But yeah, Judgment Day 2000. I've been looking forward to this, to be honest, because this is a great fucking show.
So yeah, Chris, you picked this retro a while back, and what happened was I think James couldn't be on, and we didn't think it was fair because James watched the show. He wanted to cover it, so we're gonna be like, okay, we'll do it another day. And here's the other day.
Yeah, here it is. Months later.
But
many months of absolutely being swamped with shit to do later.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
a little bit of a cool down period. So
thank God.
We have a cool down period now. I mean, we should be doing Money in the Bank retros. I think I let James pick the next Money in the Bank retro, and like I said, he was ever so kind enough to sacrifice his pick so we could get these done. So
Yeah, because I was like, we kind of already took care of our picks with Money in the Bank with
because we did
the greatest
WrestleMania.
Money in the Bank of all time, which also happened to set up for the debut of Collision. So it was like, all right, we're cool.
Yeah, and we did like a bunch of WrestleMania retros that had a Money in the Bank ladder match on it.
So you know, we're kind of set. I don't think we want to add another one to that. I think we're doing like one NXT retro for whatever reason because
that one's in the UK and Money in the Bank's in the UK, and that covers all in all.
Yeah, so there you go. And then that's pretty much it. And then there's also
a Raw Underground retro.
We're doing a Raw Underground retro. Oh boy, I'm glad.
But yeah, Chris.
I won't be on that one.
Chris will be.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
But anyhow,
nope, I won't.
I figured you wouldn't.
But Chris, I know it's been months. You picked this back in December. Do you remember why at the time you picked this retro? Or do you not remember anymore?
No, I do. I still do. It is the debut return of debut of a new character, but it's the American Badass Undertaker.
Okay, yeah.
His debut on this show, and I was watching Raw around this time period in like December or January, and I picked it. And he had just came back from injury as Biker Taker, and I wanted to do this retro.
All right, so we won't say anything more on that. We'll actually talk more about it in depth then when we actually get there. So we're gonna get this out of the way now. No career retrospectives on this retro because go watch any retro we've done in the 2000s: Backlash 2000, WrestleMania 2000, Fully Loaded 2000, and there's one more SummerSlam 2000. We probably covered these people on one of those retros.
Yeah, everyone's on there. So
there you go.
Yeah, and
it makes it easier for all of
us. We're not gonna talk
review with no retrospectives now.
Yeah, and then we're not gonna talk about the state of wrestling because go watch Backlash 2000 because that kind of takes care of this too. Yeah. WWF is still killing it with the Attitude Era, and WCW is killing it just in a different way, killing the whole company.
They're being killed by Turner, and they're killing themselves in the process because they were like, well, I don't want to live no more, so let's just fuck the whole thing up right before we die.
Let's make a millionaires club.
Make them the baby faces, and then we're gonna make the new blood the heels. Yeah, because that's super relatable. The fucking bigots.
Why? Because most of the new blood had baby faces on it to begin with.
Yeah, the new blood has fucking baby faces on it, but they're all heels for some reason. They all have to be heels, and the Millionaires Club have to be the baby faces. The fucking bigots, right? The fucking guys that are super rich in WCW. Yeah. They're the baby faces somehow. Yep.
But yeah, continuing. This is Judgment Day, the date of the show. Like I said, I typically do quizzes where I quiz the person, but I know Chris is just going to cheat anyway, so I'll just say the numbers.
You can do the quiz with me. I don't care.
Okay, what was the date of the show, James? Are you going to cheat?
Sometime in July.
That's fucking way off.
May 21st, 2000. See, I know it.
I appreciate your knowledge, good sir.
I'm just kidding. It's my brain called Wikipedia. It's great. It's awesome.
But the city was in Louisville, Kentucky. The venue was the Freedom Hall. I don't know if it's still the name of the venue. It still is the name of the venue to this day, so that's good. They kept that the same.
There you go.
The attendance for this show was 16,827 people. They mentioned during the pay-per-view that this sold out in like 2 minutes. Because WWF and like the wrestling industry was really hot around this time.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that.
Yeah,
and that's just coming right off of Backlash and whatnot, which was a great show all around. So
yeah. But this was even before then, though, too. Like they said, it sold out like I think like 2 months, into when it was announced and everything. So
yeah.
I definitely think maybe it finished selling out too. Like I said, after Backlash, because maybe they were hoping Stone Cold Steve Austin was going to be here since he was just at Backlash, and they were sadly disappointed if they were thinking that. But got a kick-ass show out of it, so you can't be too disappointed. And then the buy rate for this pay-per-view was 42 sorry, no, 420,000 buys, not 42,000 buys. That wouldn't be good. But now, this was the second Judgment Day.
TNA Impact numbers, buddy. 42,000 buys.
But yeah, this was the second installment of Judgment Day. They did the first one back in 1998. And you're probably asking yourselves, well, why did they not do one in 1999? There's a reason Judgment Day was brought on as an annual pay-per-view up until 2009. They got rid of the Fully Loaded name because let's just say what happened at Fully Loaded 1999 kind of caused them to basically...
Over the Edge?
Yeah, Over the Edge. They got rid of Over the Edge.
Yeah, well...
But yeah, let's just say the reason they got rid of the Over the Edge name is, very tragic. So obviously they don't want to have, that name basically be a thing anymore, which I can understand. So basically they brought on Judgment Day, which I actually like that name better anyways for a pay-per-view. So I always liked it, Judgment Day. I always think it should have been at the end of the year, Judgment Day. It would always be weird.
Well, then they had Armageddon. So then they just had one pay-per-view called Judgment Day and another called Armageddon. And it's the same. It's the same thing, though.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what's going on there, but they had
They have 2 Armageddons per year?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, I don't know what else I can really say, numbers-wise. Obviously they had stopped the In Your House thing, so that was good. I really don't know what else.
I thought they stopped it with Judgment, the pay-per-view that wasn't Judgment Day last year, didn't they?
Well, it stopped at Backlash, In Your House in '99. So
there you go.
Really nothing else to say. They brought back Judgment Day, and it became the annual pay-per-view up until 2009. And then I don't think that's like one show they haven't brought back. Obviously, they brought back the name Judgment Day. It's a faction nowadays in WWE. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, let's just start talking about this show. The commentary team for this show was Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross. We've talked about it. 2000, this was like the best commentary team. This might be the best commentary team, period, ever in the history of the business was 2000. Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross.
Definitely the most relatable, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I still would probably put Heyman and JR over this, but that's because Heyman and JR was just fucking great.
They were great too.
Yeah.
The Spanish commentators were Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savinovich. I talk about my love for them on commentary, even though I don't understand them, but I talk about it all the time, every retro, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself.
We got to do a retro one day where we just listen to full-on Spanish commentary just to hear them talk a million miles a minute about everything that's going on.
We could just do a AAA retro, I think. But we have to wait a couple years.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You gotta do it for a WWF show, man, when all the crazy shit's going on in the 2000s, and they're just going,
Yeah, the interviewers were Michael Cole and Jonathan Coachman. I know you're going to say Jonathan Coachman doesn't actually show up. They did do Sunday Night Heat before then, so I think that's why Jonathan Coachman was on the call. I think he did the Sunday Night Heat.
There you go. Well, guess who forgot to watch Sunday Night Heat? So we're going to have to...
Well, you can't find it anywhere, so you don't have to watch it.
Well, there you go.
Red announcer was Howard Finkel. He did very well here, as always. The referees were Mike Chioda, Earl Hebner, Jimmy Corderas, Tim White, Theodore Lawn, Chad Patton, and Jack Doan. We've done career retrospectives on all these people, so we don't need to do them again. Theodore Lawn, something funny. He only ref the tag matches on this show. That was hilarious.
I wonder why. Hey, you gonna have tag team? You gonna have tag team matches, player? I want to ref them, player. Which one involves the Undertaker? Well, Earl Hebner's getting that. Oh.
Yeah. I think. I don't think it was Earl that got that. I think it was... Sean got that.
No tag team match with The Undertaker.
Yeah. He was probably disappointed.
He was very sad.
Going through the actual show, though, we had the intro and the code open. The intro was the old WWF intro, the worldwide thing in the Attitude Era that looked very cool. The code open was really, dark, kind of. It mentioned, The Rock and Triple H are going to have a 1-hour Iron Man match, and they mentioned, all of these, natural disasters, babies are going to be born in this time. Several deaths during this time. Planes taking off. People worried for their lives while on the plane. It was really dark. I'm like,
yeah, and a year out before fucking 9/11 happens too. This is not a great fucking look at people fear for their lives. It was like I was waiting for him to go like the survive route from like 03 Survivor Series. What are they gonna do to survive? And
Yeah,
it's like,
it was.
oh, okay, cool. Okay, yep.
Yeah, it was. It was weird.
Yeah. By the way, in other words, basically the whole promo was time goes by, you're getting older. Be afraid that you're getting older. And then you're just like, what the fuck, Vince? Fuck you. I don't want to think about getting older. I already have problems with it as it is.
Yeah. It was. I did like the video package and cold open, but it was just really. It was really dark. It almost made me cry because it was like, wow, it's just like dark. It's just some dark stuff right here.
You
grow up. You gonna cry?
I guess so. Then the first thing that happens is it shows the McMahon Helmsley faction backstage. This time, James, I think we talked about the Backlash 2000 retro. They had this vegetable platter. Well, they were actually eating it this time. They only ate like one. They only ate like one of them, but they at least ate it this time.
Well, they actually ate it. Oh my god, it did it. They ate the vegetable platter. What a shock!
Vince would randomly just take like one carrot out and like just eat it.
Yeah. But yeah,
I love that it was just a carrot too. It wasn't. It couldn't be a green. Couldn't be a green to save his life. It had to be a fucking carrot.
Yeah, but Vince McMahon's all excited. He's excited about the destruction that the McMahon Helmsley faction are going to cause tonight. They mentioned, that X-Pac and the Road Dogg are going to put the Dudley Boys through a table. He mentions that Shane McMahon's going to destroy the Big Show, and he mentions that the match is now a no disqualification false count anywhere match. And at first, Shane's like, this is like the first we've heard of this. Shane's like, wait, it's a false. Like he's kind of like nervous about it, but then like Shane's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna chokeslam the Big Show. Like, but you can hear that. I did like there was that hesitation by Shane where he was like all nervous about it and all that type of stuff.
And then he realized, wait, I have friends. I have very big friends. We'll get to that.
Yeah, and then Triple H talks about how he's gonna beat The Rock and become the new WWF champion. Gerald Briscoe comes in. He's the hardcore champion. Pat Patterson wasn't able to make his flight. I don't know why, but it was never mentioned. But Gerald Briscoe had just won the belt on SmackDown when Crash Holly was sleeping. So
Oh, that was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
But Gerald Briscoe comes in. He's all nervous about obviously being there because he's got to defend his belt 24/7, and they don't really care about him. They just tell him to go to get them coffee, and he asks how everyone wants their coffee, and Triple H just says, "I want it fast. Go get my coffee." I love Triple H.
I want it fast. Like at that point, I don't know why, but my mind is just like Triple H wants his coffee fast. Wants his coffee fast. Wants his coffee faster. If you get Sonic X, you get that reference.
But yeah, Gerald Briscoe leaves. He gets beaten up by the headbangers. They beat the shit out of him, and they try to take the 24.
Fucking headbangers just appear out of fucking nowhere, and I'm like, wait, they're still a part of the tag team division, and they're somehow not involved in this fucking TLC fucking war that's about to happen? How?
Yeah. But anyhow, they're about to win the hardcore title, but Gerald Briscoe's able to. I don't think he's able to escape. The cameras just cut away from it. We don't know what happened. I guess they didn't win. I guess they weren't able to beat him for it because, But that happened. I liked that. I thought this was a good opening here. You probably didn't need to do this on the pay-per-view. But I always enjoyed Gerald Briscoe getting the shit kicked out of him. So what do you guys think of this backstage segment here? I thought it was entertaining.
It was funny.
It was funny. It was good.
I want to know why he didn't just put the belt underneath his dress shirt, though.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
that's like the only flaw in his game. If he'd have done that, he could have gotten the coffee, no problem. But then again, I guess they had to have a running theme comedy bit throughout the show. So
yeah, well, yeah, we had the first match on the show. It was a 6-man tag team match. It was Too Cool and Rikishi versus Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle, EC and K.
Eck. And then eventually Wreck.
Yeah, it became Wreck. Yeah, you're right. Shit.
Yeah, but Kurt Angle comes out. He cuts this great promo talking about how ever since he's been teaming with, there's no reason for this match, by the way. Like obviously, we talked about this in the Backlash 2000 retro. You could see that Edge and Christian was slowly changing into the heels that they were. Basically, the characterization's complete by this point. They're fully the Edge and Christian that we know them to become by WrestleMania 17 and all that type of stuff. So there it is. I thought it was a great idea to turn them heel. They worked fine as baby faces, but them being heel just was way more entertaining.
Them and Kurt Angle, man, I swear, just the fucking biggest goofballs in the entire company, man.
Oh, they were. It was so funny.
It was fucking great.
But Kurt Angle comes out. There's no reason for the match, by the way. It's just a match, pretty much. But Kurt Angle comes out.
By the way, they both get a major pop, by the way, in the fucking opening of this shit.
Yeah, they do.
Both teams do.
Crowd was great all night. I think we talked about this because it's a 2000s attitude era type of crowd. They're always going to be great. So.
Yeah, so
but
there you go.
Kurt Angle comes out. He talks about how ever since he's been teaming with Edge and Christian, he's been getting a lot of attention lately. And he pauses from teenage girls, and he talks about how he's not going to go for any of that type of stuff because he follows the 3 eyes. And he doesn't mention what the 3 eyes are this time, but you just know him. And he talks about how he's an Olympic gold medalist.
I can't wait until he becomes Perk Angle in 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Boy.
But yeah, he talks about how he follows the 3 eyes, and he says that him, Edge, and Christian are going to win the match tonight, and he dedicates it to his gold medals, pretty much. Then Edge and Christian comes out. And they come out with these bags, and we're thinking, what's in these bags? And Edge and Christian come out. They make fun of Louisville, Kentucky. Christian calls it Louisville, Kentucky, which was funny. At first, I thought he messed up.
Louisville, Kentucky. So Canadian of him to just fucking go Louisville.
At first, I thought he fucked up. At first, I thought he fucked up, but then no, he
totally meant to do that. He totally meant to do that.
To make fun of the city.
And then they said, everyone get your cameras out with those with the benefit of flash photography because this is going to be basically a camera moment. And they pull out all this stuff that makes fun of Louisville, Kentucky.
This is the first 5-second pose on pay-per-view, right?
I think it was, yeah. It would have done that this time.
Yeah, so
because obviously this is the first match as a heels on pay-per-view because Backlash 2000 they were baby faces.
And they become dirty Southern people with fucked up teeth.
Yeah, Lalo on commentary was great. He was talking about JR, do you have your camera? He's like, I'm not taking the pictures of this. And Lalo was just like, okay, I'll send you a copy of it later.
I'll send you a copy of it later. I forgot the way you used to send pictures back in the day. It wasn't via phone, cell phone. No, you had to fax that shit. That means fucking Lawler was gonna fax him a printout copy of fucked up Kurt teeth and send it to JR. Nice.
Imagine his wife picked up the fax too that day.
It's like, what in tarnation is this? And then JR is just like, I don't know, son. I think Jerry might have a few screw loose in his head. I don't know what's up with that guy.
But then Rikishi, Too Cool comes out. They all come out and they dance around together and all that type of stuff. Everyone's loving that. I was loving it because they're fun.
The pop these fucking guys got from the first beat. The first beat didn't even hit, and then they just go, ah!
It was awesome.
Shit.
It's insane, yeah.
Dude, that was like a major fucking pop, bro. They come out, they're dancing, the crowd's into it. Yeah, man, they were over.
They were so.
Before they could do too much dancing in the ring, though, Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle attack the baby faces from behind.
Boo.
The baby faces, though, are able to fight them off, and they beat them up. They Irish whip Edge into Christian, and they do a double splash under the corner, which was cool. And they go for the stink face, but they're able to roll out of it. Their heels collect themselves, and the baby faces continue to dominate the match. They dominate this match for a while too. It's a long time they dominate this match. Eventually, Rikishi comes in, and he gets the heat on him for 3 seconds, and then he's finally able to fight out of it. He wasn't getting the heat in this match. He wasn't doing any of that shit. And then, by the way, I want to just tell you, James, this is off topic, but the hat on your head, the way I'm looking at it, it looks like you have like a health bar because of like the tag or whatever. It looks like you have a health bar.
I have a
like, on
health
your
bar.
head.
Oh shit! I'm dying. I'm slowly dying. You
Well,
can
no, it's
tell?
full. It's full. It's full. It's full.
Not
So it's
really.
okay.
No. This part's not a part. It doesn't say H. It's
Oh, okay.
going down.
But anyhow, then Scotty Too Hard, he gets tagged in and he goes for the worm, but behind the referee's back, Edge takes his head off with a clothesline. And the heels get the heat on Scotty Too Hardy for a while. They hit some nice double team moves, which was nice. A double suplex was cool. Then eventually, Rikishi gets the hot tag, and when Rikishi gets this hot tag, the place explodes when he gets in there. Like, they love Rikishi here.
Fucking the dude is so athletic, by the way, here, because he's doing like super kicks and shit. Like,
Yeah, it was
fully
awesome.
getting his leg up
Who
there.
doesn't like a big fat dude who puts his asses in other people's faces?
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I agree.
He does the stink face to Kurt Angle.
I
Eventually
do.
tags
I
him-
will say though, in retrospect, it is fucking grody that he would not wash his ass just for specific people
Yep.
to rib him. That's fucking so gross, dude.
Yeah, that's gross.
Jesus
I think Matt Hardy
Christ.
said that if he liked you, he would like pamper his ass and put like powder on it and stuff, make it like less disgusting.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like, in other days, if he really didn't like you, you're gonna feel like he's Bastion Booger. I think was
Oh, yeah.
the way one
Oh.
person put
You
it.
get
I'm like,
you get the cheeks.
yeah,
Yep.
it's fucked, bro. It's, I think
Yeah.
Booker got that once just to rib him because he came from the other side, of course. Because why wouldn't it? And that's it. And like, he actually almost puked, so that's why they did the fucking spot again on SmackDown so we could puke on Cole. Because because of course Vince thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
'Cause it was.
Yeah, pretty much. It really was, to be fair.
That's like the
Really-
one kind of then that everyone got that, when Vince's comedy actually was funny. So
Well,
But-
to be honest, Vince was kind of swinging on all cylinders back then, for the most part.
yeah, but continuing, Scotty Too Hardy does the worm. I like the worm as a finish. I know a lot of people don't, but I'm one of the few people that do.
Can't even the best. I fucking love the worm.
Yeah, I like it's great. And then the finish starts to happen, and the
Do
finish.
the worm. I'm doing the setup for the worm. I did the fucking worm on Jeff's show, but I couldn't like do the worm like on the floor. So I'm just this big ass idiot just going. Whoa.
So it's the You basically did the caterpillar.
Yeah, I did the caterpillar because I'm fat.
Yeah.
Makes
But
sense.
anyhow, then the finish gets weird. So behind the West back, Kurt Angle hits Scotty Too Hardy in the back with a ring bell, and he puts Christian. No, he puts Edge on top of. No, it is Christian. It is Christian. He puts Christian on top of Scotty Too Hardy, and then Grandmaster Sexay hits a leg drop to the back of Christian's head, and then there's a cover. Kurt Angle's supposed to get in there and break up the pinfall, but he's too late. And the match is over. Too Cool win. Now, I think I got a rant about this, thinking, why did they put over Too Cool? Why wouldn't you put over Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle? They were the hot act. Well, we can't blame the company here because the finish was botched. And I think you should know the
It
finish
was
is botched.
Very, very obvious that
Yeah.
was not the fucking plan. But at the end of the day, it was okay because you know what? They were both over. It really didn't matter who won, and again, it really did. The crowd didn't notice
Yeah.
the difference anyway. They popped huge when Too Cool won, also, which is great.
Yeah, but you can definitely tell they weren't meant to win because the reaction of Rikishi and Grandmaster Sexy they're not happy. They're probably the most unhappy winners you ever see in your life. They eventually perk up when they have to dance around, but they get into this, they are not happy.
They're not happy.
And yeah, but
They angry dancing tonight.
yeah, but it's good to call the shit on the fly sometimes because you and I had that with Keith recently, James, when it came to the New Japan Strong title match. That the ref didn't call that match on the fly. So Teddy Long actually was wise enough to call this on the fly and realize, yep, it's a 3 count. And it does teach the fans a lesson to pay attention that, just because you get in there and break it up in time doesn't mean shit. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was botched. I feel like too it was a dark cloud over Kurt Angle that no matter what, even if he was booked to win on pay-per-view in the year 2000, he wouldn't on pay-per-view.
No,
Because
he got fucked up by that loss too. Because I think he was supposed to still be like undefeated, except for that Taz loss, and that did not happen.
yeah,
So,
luckily
yeah.
they still. Luckily, like Vince actually realized this was a mistake because if you remember, he gets the King of the Ring. Like Vince could have just decided, "Hey, you're not winning King of the Ring now because you fucked up the finish of the tag match." So luckily, Vince didn't do that. But I thought the match was still good. I'll give it like 3 stars.
Yeah,
Obviously,
this
the
is
finish.
hot open.
Yeah, I thought the finish actually, even though it's botched, it's not like a terrible botch or anything like that. It still kind of makes the match what it is, type of thing.
Yeah.
What did you think, Chris, of the match overall and everything like that?
I give it 3, even with the finish. Yeah, it's botched, but it didn't take away from the match at all.
No,
for me,
it really didn't.
We got to see them dance at the end.
Yeah,
so
3 1/4 just for that. Yeah,
There you
no,
go.
this is all right. Again, both teams were super over. It really didn't matter who won here. I will say, who was the one that I forget because it's been a minute now. Who was the guy that got the final pin? That was supposed to get the final pin.
Scotty Too Hotty.
Yeah, okay, that all makes sense. The guy went for the pin too early. This is what happens when you put a guy who just took a DDT the fucking pay-per-view prior from the top fucking rope. You all right? I'm just saying.
But yeah, then we had the next thing. Shawn Michaels gets interviewed by Michael Cole. He's asking him questions about being the referee. He said he's going to call the match down the middle tonight. He asks about like how his like relationship with The Rock and stuff like that, and he says, The Rock and I don't always get along, but I'm still going to call the match down the middle. He asks about his friendship with Triple H, and he says that Triple H needs to understand I'm going to call the match down the middle. He asks to is he doing this to stick it to Vince, and he says, I like to stick it to Vince. No one likes to stick it to Vince more than me, but I'm still going to call the match down the middle.
Like,
then he mentions...
Dude, he sounds like more and more and more annoyed because he has to keep saying the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Fucker,
yeah.
I'm calling the match down the middle. Stop fucking asking me the same question like 5 different ways. I don't care.
He does change the answer at this point. He says, well, what about The Rock? There might be some jealousy with The Rock because he became a big star in less time than it took you to become a big star. And Shawn Michaels says, where'd you hear that? It says, online reports said that. And Shawn Michaels says, and you're really going to believe everything you read online? And he looks at the camera like he's breaking the fourth wall. And then
I love that. I love that. Like, straight in the dirt sheets even back then. I'm for it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like this. It's kind of cool that they talked about this back in, like, 2000. And I thought Shawn Michaels and Michael Cole had good chemistry here. And I was kind of hoping Shawn Michaels was going to super kick Michael Cole, like, but he had to keep saying, like...
I just kicked Cole!
Yeah.
He should have kicked Stan.
He should have kicked
Stan.
What
did you think of this backstage segment, James, with Shawn Michaels?
I felt very bad for Shawn Michaels. I give a thumbs up, but I like a little more towards thumbs in the middle because I felt very bad for Shawn. Shawn was just trying to do his goddamn job, and everybody just kept bugging him with the same goddamn question. And I felt very outraged for Mr. Michaels, must say.
What did you think, Chris?
It was okay. We were at this point in time where they were starting to like really push Shawn heavily on TV, and like it was kind of getting annoying because he couldn't wrestle. So it's like, okay, let's just have him on TV.
Yeah,
but it was kind of getting stale, so they needed to do something with him.
Yeah.
He was, I think, meant to have a match at WrestleMania the next year. That's what they were building it for. But then he showed up high on pills or whatever.
No, yeah, that's always been bullshit. By the way, he literally he wasn't even on pills. They just thought he was because every time he would take a nap. But it was just because he was super dog tired, and so he took a nap in Vince's office. And they immediately thought he was on pills.
Yeah, it was a big bag.
Oh yeah, the pill boy.
Yeah, so yeah, that's such a fucking unfortunate circumstance when you really look at it. It's like you're telling me that these motherfuckers like like literally said, "Fuck you, we're not doing shit with you now because you are clearly on pills because you slept in my office," and in reality, Shaw was just like really fucking tired and jet lagged. That's how the friendship ended for like a year and a half. Are you shitting me? That's where this beef starts. I would have loved for that to been like the fucking reason for the feud. You said I was doing drugs, but I was fucking actually tired and I was jet lagged. And Triple H is just like, well, how was I supposed to know, you fucking pillhead?
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been the greatest fucking reason for any feud ever. Jesus Christ.
Next match was a European Championship match. It was Eddie Guerrero with Chyna inside defending the belt against Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn. They showed a segment backstage earlier on Sunday Night Heat where Eddie Guerrero and Chyna arrive, and Dean Malenko comes up and basically says that he tells Eddie Guerrero to leave Chyna out of this. This is just between you and I. And Perry Saturn comes up and says, "You're kissing up to him now? No, this is between you and I because I'm going to win tonight." And he says to stay out of my business, pretty much. I thought Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero were good here. Perry Saturn was terrible here, I thought.
Perry could never cut a promo to save his fucking life.
No, he could.
I'm gonna be real. Like, he could barely cut a promo when he was with fucking Moppy. So it's like, you know, Jesus Christ.
Promos were not his strong suit.
No, they were not.
Well, yeah, we had the match here. Obviously, they were all in the Radicals together. You know, there
you go.
And they had broken up shortly before this. I don't know. They broke up, got back together, and they broke up again. And that did happen. I remember they broke up randomly and then they got back together.
Yeah, and then they got back together. Like, you know what's funny? We covered Survivor Series 2000 or SummerSlam, 2000, right? Literally, like, Survivor Series that year, they get back together.
Yeah,
and then they break up again. Like, by Rumble time. And like, yeah, the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dean Malenko wanted to be a double champ, so that's why he was going for the title. And Perry Saturn, he was there. He was there.
He most definitely was.
Yeah. But, yeah, I thought this was a very good triple threat match here. It wasn't one of those triple threat matches that the WWF had done all the time where it would be two guys and then a guy would like take a nap on the outside. Like they all did like good triple threat stuff. They all did good three-way spots type of thing. So I liked that. Obviously, Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko worked together to start taking out Eddie Guerrero. And you could kind of see, even though Eddie Guerrero was meant to definitely be a heel, the change is being made where he's slowly turning babyface. Because the act with him in Chyna is just so over at this time that, you know, they realize they have no choice but to turn them babyface. Yeah, you could see that was definitely happening here. Eventually, what I do like what happens is Eddie Guerrero's in the corner, and Dean Malenko goes to do like a running splash or some type of running move to Eddie Guerrero in the corner. And Perry Saturn turns on him and does like a clothesline, nearly taking his head off. So then it becomes like just a triple threat match where everyone kind of works together. So everyone has a free for all type of thing. And you know, Perry Saturn, you know, and Dean Malenko go at it. Dean Malenko was hitting some really good moves under Perry Saturn. He had this really good like drop kick onto him, which was awesome. Dean Malenko kept going for submissions in the match when like he couldn't win really by submission because like he would go for like a submission and like Perry Saturn, like, it's already at his feet by this point. Like, by the time he gets the submission move on, I'm, like, thinking to myself, like, Dean, stop going for submissions. It's not going to work. Like, stop it.
He had a lot of tricks, but his submission game, he really liked his submission game. He wasn't made with 1,000 holds. So.
Perry Saturn does a cool thing where he does a really good big boot, and then he does, like, a Gorilla Plus slam onto Eddie Guerrero, and he nearly gets the win there. That was cool. They do a cool Tower of Doom spot. You know, it's the typical Tower of Doom on the suplex with the power bomb. Obviously, Perry Saturn did the power bomb to Eddie Guerrero as he did the superplex to Dean Malenko. There was a cool German suplex followed by a frog splash by Perry Saturn that got like a nice near fall. That was cool. Then eventually the finish comes. China came down to the ring with these wall of roses. I don't know what you call like roses when they're rolled up.
One of them was like loaded, right? And it's just
It was loaded roses.
loaded
Yeah,
roses, you know, because
But
that was different.
But Perry Saturn gets knocked to the outside, and China hits Perry Saturn off the head with the roses. And they had used this as a finish before, where it was implied there was a steel pipe in there, but we didn't know it at the time. And then Malenko tries to get the win. He goes for a roll up, and then Perry Saturn hits. China hits Malenko off the head with the roses, and allows Eddie Guerrero to hit a brain buster and get the win. And then, it's revealed that there was a steel pipe in there because Eddie Guerrero pulls out the steel pipe after this. And Eddie Guerrero retains the European Championship. This was a very good triple threat match. I liked it a lot. I gave it 3 3/4 stars.
Yeah.
The only change I would have made put the light heavyweight title on the line too, and have given Eddie Guerrero both light heavyweights and the European title, which is kind of weird that they just
that would have been cool. That would have been cool, to be fair. But yeah, man, like, I love that he lied, cheated, and stole even back then. Like, even before it was like a full-on gimmick, he just started doing it. Like, how can we make this creative? Let's do this shit.
Yeah. When did it become like his full-on like gimmick? Like with SmackDown, when he went to SmackDown,
I think, 02, yeah. That's when him and the Los Guerreros is when it really became like a full-time gimmick.
But yeah, James, what did you think of this match overall and your star rating and everything?
I give it like 3 3/4. I mean, when you get any combination of the Radicals going up in a match, like, obviously it was going to be good. No matter what you guys did, it was going to be great. And this was no exception to that rule. This was great. Phenomenal.
What about you, Chris?
I thought this was a great match. I give it 3 stars. Like James said, like any combination of these 3 really would have put on a really good show, especially Mr. Lie Cheat himself, Eddie Guerrero, the legend. He really stood out here. It wasn't long after this that he would turn babyface and the gimmick would take off.
Yeah, definitely. We should mention, by the way, because the poster, I know it seems like late as hell I mentioned it, but I forgot to mention it. Kane's on the poster. No appearance by Kane on this show. He does not show up at all.
Which is so weird. Like, Kane's on the poster, but Taker is the one that comes back. So that's why the thumbnail is the way it is, by the way.
He might have been out due to an injury at this time.
Yeah, I think so, like a minor injury, because he came back not long after with Paul Bearer.
Yeah, he came back. No, he came back and turned heel on Taker, and they had the match at SummerSlam, if you remember.
Yeah, but this is like right before that, because I remember he came back. He came back with Paul. Revenge. Yeah, to get revenge on X-Pac, because they had like this crazy fucking like 10-man tag, which was loaded with star power. It was like the Radicals, Triple H, and X-Pac versus The Rock. Rock and I think it was The Rock and... Was it The Rock and... No, because...
it was.
The Rock and Cactus Jack.
Was it The Rock and Cactus? Yeah, it was The Rock and Cactus. Yeah, The Rock... Yeah, so it was The Rock, Cactus, and Too Cool, right?
Yeah, all 3 members.
Yeah, it was fucking loaded. Like, the crowd was going absurd when Kane came out.
Originally, I think it was The Rock and Cactus were out there, and then Too Cool made the save, and that like blew the roof off the place. And they made the match, and then Kane interfered after the match.
It's got a big fucking pop.
Literally, they didn't give it time to breathe. It was like literally seconds after the 3 count.
Yeah. But yeah, so continuing with this show. Next, Joe Briscoe's backstage, and he's in the bathroom. He's trying to hide from everybody so he doesn't lose his hardcore title, and he sees his reflection in the mirror, and he's worried that it's somebody else, so he, like, falls onto the floor, all scared, and then he gets up, and he's like, oh, he's so angry, and then, like, punches the mirror, and, like, you know, like, you thought
hurts his hand.
Yeah. So, yeah. This was fun. I like this. It's funny.
I thought it was funny. Thumbs up.
What do you think, Chris?
I liked it.
Then we had the next match. It was a no disqualification falls count anywhere match, even though falls count anywhere is supposed to be no DQ, but whatever. But it's the Big Show versus Shane McMahon. The reason for this match was obviously the Big Show wanted to become an entertainer. He was starting to do all these impersonations. Obviously, Backlash 2000. You can watch that. We went into we laughed our ass off doing that one because yeah.
He has a tiny ding-a-ling.
And Shane McMahon was sick of this. He wanted Big Show to be the monster that he was meant to be, and he wanted the monster killer Big Show. And Big Show, saw his perspective, but he thought he could do both. And during a match, a clip played where Shane McMahon was making fun of the Big Show, and basically Shane McMahon got outed. So Big Show was gunning for Shane McMahon. And boy, Shane got what he wanted, though. He got the Monster Big Show, just not now.
Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
Basically, Shane
Which
McMahon.
way did he go?
Yeah, basically, Shane McMahon stacked the deck against the Big Show. He did whatever he could. He did whatever he could to make sure that the Big Show couldn't get his hands on him. He put him in a 6-on-1 gauntlet. I guess a gauntlet match, but somehow it was a handicap match. I don't know what happened, but they all beat him up, and Shane hit the choke slam on the Big Show, obviously with some assistance. He obviously wasn't going to be able to do that by himself, and yeah, led to this match. We had the match, and as Chris mentioned, Shane McMahon had a funny T-shirt in this match. He had I think what it said "Big Nasty Freak" or something in the front, but then on the back it said "Which way did he go?" He's calling him
Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
You know what's funny? The tune of that, I wouldn't be surprised if it led to why he gets the theme song, that he has nowadays and that he ended up getting, because it's the same tone. It's the same tone of his theme song. Which way did he go? Which way did he go?
Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Go. Where did he go?
But yeah, no, Shane just comes up. But Shane just comes up.
Shane comes out with that, and then you just hear, "Well, I'm going to
OVW." Big Show's theme was so bad at this time. It was fucking.
I love his theme though. No, it was actually great. I preferred this theme over the fucking what was it? The goddamn the Big Show. It's because every time I hear it now, I just think of the YouTube poop where it just goes, "It's a bee."
What about do you prefer this theme or his AEW theme now?
Ooh. No, I think it's AEW theme for the pure fact
for
that
the
makes
laws.
0 sense.
Big road, right road.
New room, new shoes, new crew, same attitude.
No, I thought it was new attitude.
No,
or was it same attitude?
Old friends, same attitude. I don't know, something like that. Fucking just.
I like how
he had a new room and a new view.
He had a new room, new view, new shoes.
What? He has new shoes.
He had his fucking new house and his new wardrobe.
Yeah, so probably got that Tony Khan money.
Yeah, but anyhow, going through the match, the Big Show comes out, and Shane McMahon tries to do a dive to completely take him out, but it backfires miserably. He catches him in midair and throws him back first to the post twice. Big Show just destroys Shane McMahon throughout the beginning portion of this matchup. He throws him into the steps. He does a Gorilla Plus slam onto him, and the Big Boss Man comes out to try to interfere on his behalf. He hits him in the back of the knee with a nightstick, and he stomps a butthole into the Big Show, but he's not very successful in this interference here. I think he hits Big Show completely wipes him out. He hits a choke slam onto him, and then TNA come out testing out, but not the rest of the company. That's still a couple of years away.
Yeah.
And testing out, but went out with chairs. The Big Show fights them off. He punches the chairs when they go to hit him with the chair, he punches it right out of their hands and stuff, and they just beat him up. And he hits a very safe choke slam onto Trish Stratus, and she lands very safely onto TNA.
Very, very safe.
Yeah, that didn't sound right when you say it, but that's what happened. But yeah, the Big Show then is gunning for Shane McMahon. He does a clothesline on the way, runs right through TNA. The tag team, not the company.
Yeah, and also not Trish Stratus either.
And then Shane McMahon does the best he can. Big Show takes Shane. He grabs him in the chokeslam position, and he throws him into the set, which was the structure. It was pretty cool. and then he rips off like the structure off of it, like completely rips it off. And Shane, I like the way that Shane fights out of this. He grabs like the set and he does like almost like a pull up and like drop kicks the Big Show right in his face.
Yeah, I love that.
To,
Yeah, the fucking the WrestleMania 19 version when you're like climbing up the pole and then you go, and then you just hit him with a drop kick.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
basically what Shane did here.
And then TNA start attacking the Big Show. They throw an equipment case at him, and Shane tries to get the cover, but Big Show kicks out of it. And then they're about to hit the Big Show with a cinder block, but they completely misses. The cinder block shatters into a million pieces, and Big Show still is beating up Shane McMahon. Shane tries to climb the set, but Big Show pulls him down, and Bull Buchanan comes out.
The Big Bones Man!
Buchanan.
But yeah, Bull Buchanan attacks the Big Show. Shane McMahon knocks a speaker onto the Big Show's knee, which looked painful.
Yeah.
And I like I like Lawler's call here. It's like, oh, that speaker just fell on the Big Show. He thought it just fell on when Shane actually pushed it onto him. And then Shane McMahon grabs a cinder block and he hits the Big Show right in the back of the head with it, and he covers the Big Show. He gets the win. I thought this match was pretty entertaining. I give it 3 1/4 stars. I thought it was pretty good. I liked. I don't actually mind Shane winning here because there was a lot of bullshit that went into it, and I thought the way Shane won was very logical and made sense. So,
yes, yeah.
I like this. And Big Show still looked like a giant coming out of it because it took all this interference to.
Yeah, they did a very good job at making this a believable win for Shane, even though like it took a shit ton of guys. Protected the Big Show strong, which I was very surprised considering they were just like. Like you would think, like at first glance, because you know he goes to OVW because Vince wants him to lose weight after this. You would have thought they would have jobbed him on TV to make him look like the biggest jabroni possible, and instead they like really protected him strong here, and it's just like it was very good. So there you go.
Yeah.
Now to OVW to lose weight, you fat fuck.
And again, what would you give us a star rating?
Yeah, I would give it like 3 1/4. It was entertaining. Okay. I had a good time. It was sports.
What would you give this? What are your thoughts, Chris?
I give 3. It was a good match. Show would be back not long after this, but he randomly turns heel for no reason.
And then he would randomly attack Kurt Angle and The Rock for no reason, and then it led to nothing, and then he went into the hardcore program.
Yeah, it was stupid, but it was good. I liked it.
Clearly, Vince didn't think he lost enough weight, so he was like, "Hardcore program, you go, pal."
I noticed, by the way,
they like to run around a lot.
Yeah, they did. That's probably why. I wouldn't doubt it. I bet you the whole reason he put him in the hardcore title division was because, listen, pal, you need to lose some calories, so we're gonna put you in the hardcore title division. So you can do walking brawls and actually walk off some of them pounds. Wow. That's probably the whole reason. And what's funny is it was like the best decision they ever made because that hardcore match ruled at Mania X7. So I can't complain. I didn't even have a follow-up great match with Shane in 2001 right after. So
there you go.
There you go.
I do notice, Chris, by the way, you never give a match 3 1/4 because you don't like change, and the quarter remind you of change. I noticed you never give a match 3 1/4. So,
yeah, it's fucking terrifying.
Look at James right now; he's showing you change.
I don't see shit, so I don't care.
Huh?
I don't see shit.
Oh, you don't see shit? I had a quarter for you. It's great. I'm flipping it.
But yeah, let's continue talking about this show. Gerald Briscoe's backstage. He goes to the referees locker room, and he asks the referees if he could just come in here and hang out because he's all stressed out and everything like that. And the refs are all cool with this. They're gonna let him hang out with them. He sits down. He's about to take a nap or something, and then one of the referees goes to pin him to become the new hardcore champion. And Gerald Briscoe gets upset about this. Like, what are you doing here? What's going on? And he's like, I don't know. And then he just takes off. He was like, yeah, this was good. I like this.
This is funny. This is pretty funny. I'm enjoying these skits. They're getting more creative as time goes on with the show.
What did you think, Chris? Of
They
this show here?
it's entertaining. That's all you need. You need some entertainment, and this is it.
Sports entertainment, if you will.
Then DX is backstage. Just Shawn Michaels and Triple H, the OGs of DX, and they're talking. They're talking about
Wait a minute. Wait, Sean, like backstage in the is there a limo or just backstage? Oh yeah, locker room. Sorry.
Yeah, he's in the locker room.
Okay, yeah, because every time I hear because every time I hear Triple H is in the back, my first instinct, oh, he's in a limo, right?
Nope,
Like,
just
that's
backstage.
just always my go-to. It's like he's always in a limo somehow. Just Triple H limo makes sense. I don't know why.
There you go. But yeah, they're talking about life. Talking about Shawn Michaels' kid, how he's growing like a weed and everything like that. They're talking about like marriage. The Triple H is giving Shawn Michaels shit because he was wearing these shorts, these referee shorts. And he's asking, "You're not gonna wear these out there." He's like, "Yeah, I like these shorts. Like they're terrible." And they're just talking about life type of thing. So.
I love it. Was just like actually really funny too. Like it was actually really good. Like they just had really good banter. They were just improv, and you could clearly tell they were just improvising, but also catching up. So
yeah,
it's funny.
And the biggest thing I liked about this is they didn't. It was actually like casual. They didn't because obviously if this happened today, they would have had like Triple H and say, "Okay, so are you gonna help me out here?" type of thing. I like that. Like it was just kind of show like yeah they're friendly with each other. It's like subtle. Like is Shawn Michaels gonna help his friend out type of thing. So I like that it was like subtle. He wasn't. Triple H wasn't trying to manipulate him to do show. It was just like a subtle.
Which is funny because like he's not manipulating Shawn, but he manipulated Shawn to get beat the fuck out of by the corporation in like '99, like January 04 or January 4th. So that's fucking funny. But,
yeah. So, yeah, that was that. What did you think of this segment, Chris?
I liked it. It wasn't like forced or anything, and Shawn Michaels in his typical ball hugging shorts, like the fucking at any time now his testicles could have just fucking flopped right out.
Yeah.
Thank God they didn't. And then they but yeah, I like how that wasn't like so obvious. That's like here's Triple H fucking doing it. Here he is.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm gonna just pause so Owen can take his call because clearly they don't fucking understand. He's doing a video.
Okay, we're back. We're gonna break down the next match now. Next match is a submission match for the Intercontinental Championship. It was Chris Benoit defending the Intercontinental Championship against Chris Jericho. This obviously is a rematch from Backlash where wasn't it Jericho that got himself DQ because Benoit did the diving headbutt and Jericho hit him with the belt and stuff?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah.
They wanted to go after each other. Chris Benoit wanted a submission match to see whose submission hold was more devastating. Was it the crippler crossface or was it the Walls of Jericho? So they would do stuff where they would lock their opponents into it, and it would be a big question and everything like that. There was like a match on SmackDown where they put each other in the submission holds, but they don't have it there long enough and all that type of stuff. And the thing that happened on the Go Home episode of SmackDown is Hardcore Holly destroyed Chris Benoit's knee with the steel chair. So Benoit was coming in hurt, and it's his knee of all things. And I know you guys are thinking, doesn't the Walls of Jericho affect your back? You would think so, but it also affects your legs. And if you have a hurt leg, you're gonna tap out a lot more easier. And also, you can't defend yourself getting out of the Walls of Jericho as easy if your knee is hurt too. So, it's also you could say it's weird that Vince had the heel go into the match with the injury instead of the baby face. But to be honest, I feel like Benoit was such like an ass kicker here that it actually kind of worked, type of thing.
Yeah.
And but we have the match. Great match here for the Intercontinental Championship. They both go back and forth with each other. They start doing chain holds where no one really gets the advantage on the other. Jericho immediately locks in an armbar onto Chris Benoit, and that was cool. And then eventually, Jericho hits the spinboard drop kick. They both get each other up for like tombstone power driver positions, but instead Benoit does a shoulder breaker with Jericho. And I liked what they were kind of doing here because you would think like Jericho would target the backs and stuff like that, and Benoit would target like the face and like I guess he is targeting the arm, but I like that he's targeting Jericho's arm because he realizes that if he targets his arm, he can't really like do the walls of Jericho type of thing. So really good psychology there.
Yeah, really good stuff. Yeah.
Jericho hits a really good bulldog in the match. He throws Benoit into the steps, and even though the match is no DQ, I like that they kept it submission baits, but they were cheating a little bit. They were doing some no DQ like stuff in the match. Like at one point, Jericho takes the knee brace off of Chris Benoit, and he just destroys him with it, but he doesn't do anything like crazy type of thing.
Where we got the Johnny Starr James Archangel motif from? Sorry, continue.
Jericho hits a really good enziguri onto him, and he inadvertently goes for a pinfall. I think that was a botch. I think he forgot there was no pins, but I actually kind of like that they, I thought that botch kind of worked. Instinct, you would obviously go for a cover after that.
Yeah.
So I thought that kind of like made the match a little bit better. Eventually, and there's one bit where Jericho locks in the walls of Jericho against the ropes on Benoit, and I'm like, wait, but is that a submission? Because technically he's in the ropes, but there's no rope breaks, so he can tap out there. He's like on the apron type of thing, and Benoit has to really fight to get out of this type of thing. A lot of really good submission moves here. Eventually, Benoit gets the crippler crossface, and he locks it in 3 times on a Jericho, and after the 3rd time, he finally has no choice but to pass out. I like the struggle that like it took 3 times for him to, and it wasn't like Jericho fought out. It's like it was like a separate spot in the match. No, like he locked it in once, locked it in again, and then he locked it in like a 3rd time. Like it was like I really like the struggle and everything like that. Jericho passed out. I thought that made Jericho look like a really good baby face there. The fact that he passed out versus tapping out during the match. Val Venus and Hardcore Holly were watching backstage on their TVs, and obviously, that's what I liked about this match. Also, they were setting up future programs for the belt, like saying, "Oh, this guy could fight for the belt. This guy could fight for the belt." But yeah, this was a great match. I give it 4 stars. Really great technical match here. It's really tough to. We've talked about this. Anytime you get these two in the ring together, they're always going to have magic. It's really tough to say like what the worst Benoit Jericho match is because I don't really think there is one. But
no, there isn't.
What did you think of this submission match for the belt?
What did you think, Chris?
I thought it was great. I thought a 4-star match. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. I give it 4 1/4. I know he hates quarters, but yeah, same reasons as Chris said, man. Like you really couldn't get better than the 5 people in the mid card. Really, actually, you could even add. Kurt was like always in between mid card and main event, so like those 6 guys. Angle, Benoit, Angle, Jericho, and the Radicals, man, they always like delivered in the ring. Always, like they.
I mean,
I would argue that you could put them in any division and they make it hot for real.
Yeah,
like any division. Like Dean Malenko, first night in, pretty much his first weekend actually made the fucking light heavyweight title division important, which says a lot.
Yeah, for like a week.
Yeah. Well, more than a week. He fucking actually defended the shit on pay-per-view the month prior. So, and then he parlayed that into trying to get the IC title. So the fact that the light heavyweight titles in the peripherals there is like I think shows a testament to how talented these fucking guys were. Like you put them anywhere on the card, they'll nail it out of the park, home run every time.
Obviously, the one critique of the match is they obviously had to be cut short because they had the Iron Man match they had to put all this stuff into. So, like, I wish the match could have gone like a little bit longer, but
all things considered, this is great. I mean, they'd go on to have better matches against each other and together. Which, by the way, reminds me, at some point, I don't know if we've already done it yet. I don't think we have. We gotta do TLC 3. Holy shit, we have to do TLC 3. Is it 4?
No, it is 3. It is 3.
Because 3. It's the 3 on SmackDown. Because I remember it's your typical TLC opponents. The 3 that popularized it, and then it was Benoit and Jericho.
I always forget the first one's not TLC. It's like it's a triangle ladder match.
Yeah, it's a triangle ladder match. Yeah. So yeah, we definitely should do that match at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Or at least that show that has that match on it.
Yeah. Then it has the ad for King of the Ring. We should have kind of known what the main event was gonna go, considering the fact that who was the main focal point of that ad. It was Triple H, but we should have known.
Yeah, Triple H.
Then it shows. Then Gerald Briscoe gets interviewed. He's all just tired. He's got coffee all over him, and he's all sad. He's all tired of the fact that he's sick and tired of having to defend this belt. And these, workers come up. They work for like the vending machine. These vending machine workers come up. I think it was what's the name of that faction that Shane had? Like his best friends.
Mean Street Posse, which I was shocked were still around by this point.
Yeah, I think that's who it was meant to be, anyways. And they're looking at Gerald like they're gonna take the belt from him. They're trying to get a referee, but the referee's not there at this time. And Gerald Buzz is like, "What are you guys looking at, huh?" And he beats the crap out of him. He just destroys them.
Just
By the way, you're
jabronis to beat Street Posse. Like, what the fuck?
And then, that was basically it. He kind of takes off. I like this. This was awesome. I like the payoff to this, where Joe Briscoe just finally had enough and just, like, beat the shit out of the people going after his belt. And this was awesome. I liked this. What did you think, Chris?
I liked it. They deserve to get their asses kicked.
I agree. Mean Street Posse, forever jobbers.
Yeah. Then The Rock and Shawn Michaels are backstage. The Rock threatens Shawn Michaels, saying that if he doesn't call the match down the middle, he's going to whip his candy ass, and that was it. What do you think?
He's going to whip his candy ass.
Go whip his candy ass.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he made a comment. I think he made a comment.
What happened?
Go ahead, Chris.
The candy ass will be whooped.
Candy ass will be whooped. But now, how is he going to whoop that candy ass? Is he going to get, like, a candy boot? Is he going to get a candy whip? Is he going to get, like, a candy hand? How's he going to whip that ass? This is a very important question.
It's going to be a candy hand.
Candy hand, okay. Now, are we talking, like, Skittles, Reese's Pieces, like, chocolate syrup? Like, what type of candy? This is very important.
It'd be like a hard candy.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
Rock hard candy, you could say.
Rock hard.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, The Rock also made a comment about Shawn Michaels' shorts, which was funny. I thought that was funny. So
those shorts were fucking weird, bro. I ain't
Nut
gonna
huggers,
lie.
baby.
Yeah, nut huggers, fucking ass huggers. Like, what the fuck are you wearing, Sean? Like, why?
This is I'm on drugs. I can't function.
Yeah,
I'm on drugs and I want sex all the time. Please give me both. I need my fix.
Yeah, that's what it was. Then we had the next match. It was a tables match. It was Road Dogg and X-Pac with Tori ringside versus the Dudley Boys. Basically, take the reason why the Dudley Boys versus TNA match happened at Backlash and just take it here. Bubba Ray Dudley wants to put Tori through a table and
Bub your Ray Dudley?
I said Bubba Ray Dudley.
Bub your Ray Dudley.
I said what I said.
I see.
But yeah, this is my opinion. This is probably the weakest match of the show. Not necessarily in terms of a match, it's just things about it that pissed me off. It's a tables match, and they structure it, and they still have it. They structure it like a fucking regular tag match.
That was the one thing. Like, this match gets like immediate 2 stars for that. I'm sorry. What was going on? Why?
It'd be one thing, by the way, if it was the first tables match. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, they've done false count anywhere elimination style tables matches before. So the fact they're just doing a regular tag, but you can also have to put your opponent through a table. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry Lawler here, by the way, like has a funny line where he mentions there's all these special rules going on. Have we had a match tonight end by pinfall? And Jim Ross has to like correct him, like, yeah, the first match ended by pinfall, and Big Show and Shane McMahon was a false count anyway match. And I was like, oh yeah, I was just testing you. I was making sure you were paying attention.
I was testing you. I was testing you because, I'm glad.
I forgot.
I'm glad you were paying attention, JR. I wasn't.
That's pretty much what it was. But yeah, we're going through the match. It's a regular tag match. I believe Devon and Road Dogg start the match, and the Dudleys dominate the beginning portions of this matchup. Then eventually, the heels get the heat on Devon Dudley. This is where it just gets pissed off. It's no DQ, but the ref's trying to keep Bubba Ray Dudley from getting in there and interfere.
Fuck you! It's not no DQ.
It is no DQ.
Yeah, no, but it's like, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not no DQ. So why are you fucking stopping him? This should be the tornado tag immediately.
Reasons.
Yeah, and
Reasons.
then the doing shit behind the referee's back type of thing, and then all of a sudden the match just breaks down into chaos. Anyways, it finally becomes a tornado tag match, but it's not until the closing moment of the matchup. It's like why did you structure this like a tag match? Like I don't get why they did this. It's like.
Who knows?
And then X-Pac and Road Dogg trying to leave the match at one point. It's like, what are you gonna do? It's not like that. That's not gonna do anything.
I swear to God, I was hoping to God the referee was gonna start a count out. Like, wait, I swear if you did, I would have lost it. Like that would have been just as bad as when because WCW in like '99 had Bam Bam Bigelow counted out of anywhere.
I did see this.
He fucking. You know, Brian and Vinny did a fucking review of this like ages ago. This is back when they were, you know, especially Brian was actually fucking tolerable. And he fucking goes, Vinny goes, Bam Bam Bigelow was counted out of anywhere. He was not anywhere. He's nowhere. And Brian goes, well, I believe at some point, Vinny, that he was somewhere. No, because somewhere would be anywhere. He got counted out of nowhere. Fucking, he got counted out of Falls Count Anywhere. WCW, Vince Russo era, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fucking trip.
Yeah. But this here, they're doing a tables match and they're structuring it like a fucking tag match.
Yeah, I was expecting the ref to do the fucking WCW 99 where he just starts counting out the fucking the DX. I was just like, why? Why you do this?
But then Road Dogg hits a pop handle slam on a Devon Dudley through a table. It's an elimination tables match, by the way. So there you go. And then, Bubba Ray Dudley takes control. He hits a power bomb onto X-Pac through a table. Or was it Road Dogg? I think it's I think it's X-Pac. I don't even know. But then he hits a power bomb to Road Dogg through a table. But the ref gets knocked down by this point. And Gerald Briscoe comes out. There's interference here, and eventually, I think X-Pac hits an X-Factor off of the top turnbuckle and it causes Bubba Ray Dudley to go through a table. The ref sees this and calls for the finish. So DX wins the tables match.
Which, by the way, and for the record, this is why it also this is where it became from like a 2-star to like a 1.5, because there's a lot wrong here. So. The guy who got eliminated in X-Pac put Bubba Ray through a table, and somehow that counts for DX winning the match and eliminating the Dudleys, even though he's eliminated and put him through the table. This shouldn't have counted. So, huh? What?
Reasons.
What?
And at the end, the Dudleys hit the 3D to Gerald Briscoe through the table.
Yeah, just get their heat back on Gerald. Poor Gerald Briscoe gets laid out right there.
And they don't for some reason they don't pin him to become the hardcore champion. They just let him sit there. So.
I found that fucking funny because it's just like I ain't got time for this 24/7 bullshit.
Yeah. This match is 2 stars. Like I don't understand like why they were structuring this match.
Yeah, dude, it was a fucking mess from the word go. Like this was This is the nothing burger. Because why would you structure it the way they structured it?
Yeah,
I don't get it. There's no need.
I get they were new to tables matches at this time.
No, they weren't because they did it right at Royal Rumble 2000.
Yeah.
They did it perfect at Royal Rumble 2000.
Chris, what did you think of this match in your style reading?
This match sucked. Give it like a fucking 1.5 stars.
I agree.
None of it made any fucking sense. They had, like, how we described it already, they had tags in and out of the ring.
Why?
In a no disqualification tornado match.
title, yeah, yep,
yeah.
Like,
the thing that really got
that's what a tag team tables match is a tornado tag essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing that got me is continue, Chris.
It just didn't make any sense. And then of course Gerald Briscoe comes out and beats up the misogynistic Bubba Ray Dudley. Good for him beating up a woman abuser.
Well, I mean, he dressed up like a woman before, so he dressed up like a woman before, so he's a true sympathizer, Chris.
The thing that got me is like, the thing that really makes this match not work is like, you know, they do the typical thinner tag match where the babyface tries to get in there. No, I remember there's one point where Devon Dudley makes a tab, but the ref doesn't see it, so he doesn't let Bubba Dudley come in. Like, it doesn't matter anyways. It's no DQ. It's no disqualification.
Yeah, exactly. Like Bubba Ray basically just went fuck this and made the match the way it was supposed to, and they still fucked up the rules because there are rules here. There should be anyway. The fucking like they did it perfect at Royal Rumble 2000. I don't know how they fucked it up here. They tried to have regular tags, and then the fucking ending spot has the guy who got eliminated eliminate fucking Bubba, even though he never should have gotten eliminated because the guy who eliminated him was already out of the match.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what's going on.
Didn't make any fucking sense.
What the fuck? And then, by the way, the only saving grace was that he did a fucking cool ass X Factor through the table. And he still got fucking heat for it because they didn't forgive him for what he did to fucking Kane like fucking months prior. So it didn't even matter. And then they got their fucking heat back.
Yeah, this is bad.
Oh my god.
This is the one dud of the whole show, by the way, too.
Big dud. Big stinky.
Yeah. Next, it shows us mystery vignette of little girls sitting in that like.
Oh no, it's Kiss X Sis. Oh no.
No, it's not.
Oh,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
Stay tuned for Own the Talkman for that shit.
And Chris is probably thinking, what is going on right now? But you'll see.
You'll see. Trust me, you'll get the joke. You'll get the joke. I'll make sure you get the joke.
But anyhow, yeah. So they're sitting like that somebody is coming, the end of the world's coming, and all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Kiss X Sis, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, I like this mystery vignette. Obviously, we'll talk about where it leads to later. Anyone else want to say anything about this?
It was creepy. This is still fucking odd. Like even back then, like why did it like I know there was like a movie that came out like around this time that it was like a horror flick where there was like two twin girls and they were like being very like just kind of stone faced like come and play with us little Jimmy or somebody. I don't know who the fucking guy was that was on the fucking
I do remember.
He was on like a tricycle and he's like riding and then the hallway gets longer and longer.
James, are you talking about the Are you talking about the Shining?
I think it was The Shining. I think so.
That came out in the fucking 80s, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? This is 2000.
Well, didn't they have a remake in 2000?
No.
Oh.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, that's what it was from. Because that's the only movie that I fucking know that has twins in it.
Yeah, but you're talking about that this came out around this time.
I thought it did!
Fucking 80s, dude.
I thought it did. I'm not fucking knowledgeable on a lot of movies, okay? I thought
Why'd you play it up then?
Because they fucking were talking about it like they did it like it was like coming out recent. Like why would you do it if it was a fucking 80s thing?
Because Vince does, you know, Vince, he doesn't have the pulse all the time when it comes to
he doesn't, but he wasn't fucking listening to his own thoughts at this point. So obviously this was Taker's idea. Maybe it was Taker. I don't know. Maybe you'd like The Shining or something. Who knows?
We're moving on now after that. Well, Chris, you want to say anything about this vignette before
Spooky, scary.
Were you scared, Chris? Were you under the covers?
Yeah.
You were terrified?
Fucking horrified?
I was fucking horrified.
Yeah.
Did you hide behind your couch again?
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah.
Then we had the main event, not the show, so you can see it right here, Chris.
Fuck, I'm leaving.
We need to hear for this. It's your pick. That's why we're here.
Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe they don't need to hear my pick.
Sir.
But yeah, it was a 1 hour Iron Man match for the WWF Championship. The Rock defending against Triple H with the McMahons ringside with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. Reason for this match was obviously The Rock and Triple H had feuded on and off for years. They obviously The Rock had just beaten Triple H for the belt at Backlash, and Triple H wanted his rematch, so he wanted a 1-hour Iron Man match to officially put the nail in the coffin and end the feud off once and for all between The Rock and Triple H.
No.
And the big hype behind it was obviously this was going to be the longest match those two would have ever had in their entire careers was an hour. The longest match they had actually had before this, guys. Do you want to know what that match was? Because it's actually.
What was it?
The longest? It was Shawn Michaels and Brett, right?
Well, no, just the longest match that Rock and Triple H had. Like it said, that was the longest.
Longest match day. Oh, fuck. What would have been Backlash?
The longest match they had was a 30-minute time limit draw. They had. I think it was at Over the Edge, 98 when they faced off for the IC title in the 2 out of 3 falls match.
Right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right.
And they went to a time limit draw, which led to their ladder match at SummerSlam. Ironically enough.
That's right. There you go.
Backstory. So I liked that. Then Linda McMahon brought Shawn Michaels in as a special guest referee because she realized that the McMahons were going to try to screw over the Rock like they have done for months. And we didn't really know whose side Shawn Michaels.
Awesome babyface Linda McMahon.
Yeah, but we didn't really know whose side Shawn Michaels was going to be on, obviously, because he hated Vince McMahon. He was best friends with Triple H, and I like that they brought up this callback on the first episode. Well, I guess it wasn't the first episode because they did like an unaired one, but there was like the first official episode of SmackDown.
Right.
When Triple H and The Rock faced off with Shawn as a special guest referee, Shawn Michaels turned on The Rock and cost him the WWF Championship. I like that they brought back that callback, by the way, which was a really good callback, showing that could have happened. So we didn't really know whose side Shawn Michaels was going to be on, but yeah, I like this build up a lot. I like the video package for it a lot, where it talks about now. It kind of shows all the history that they've had. All the matches they had, even like before, like they became main eventers, like they even showed the matches, like obviously, like when they were fighting for the IC title and stuff. It's really cool stuff. So going through the match, I have a lot to go through here, so I'm just gonna start talking about it. I don't think we ever covered an Iron Man match, at least an 1 hour Iron Man match on any.
I think this is the first time. By the way, I said for the longest time that Kurt and Brock was like the best one. I changed that to this now because of this match.
Yeah, this match is awesome.
This match, a lot of people were like, "Oh well, the ending was botched." No, I disagree. I thought that was done perfectly, and we'll get to it.
We'll talk about it though. I do like this match a lot. I feel like people. Would you like Kurt and Brock if it happened on a pay-per-view?
I would have. Oh yeah, because they would have gone the full hour.
Yeah, well, I mean they did, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, going through the match, Triple H asked the McMahons to go backstage. He wants to do this by himself. He wants to finish his business with The Rock by himself. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why would Triple H do this? I think he's thinking he's got Shawn Michaels in his back pocket, so he kind of thinks he doesn't really need them anyways, type of thing.
Yeah.
Or was he kind of mistaken in a way though? So we'll talk about that. We had the match though. They both start chain wrestling with each other. They kind of do a lot of lockups and things like that when no one really gets the advantage over the other. They kind of fight towards ringside. They go for the finishes, but they don't hit them. Triple H starts to work over the arm of The Rock, and he really works it over for a while. He does a really good arm bar. He does a really good arm DDT onto The Rock. And from out of nowhere, all of a sudden, because let's also mention too, the only Iron Man match, by the way, only 1 hour Iron Man match that taking place was Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, which is why it made sense that Shawn was the guest referee for this one as well, since he was in the first one.
Yeah.
And they didn't have any falls or anything like that. So The Rock right away hits a rock bottom onto Triple H, and he gets the pinfall, and he's up 1-0. And I think it's like 40 minutes into 40 minutes left into the match. I like that they did that because a lot of the big critique that everybody had about the first Iron Man match was nobody gained a fall until the very end. So I kind of like that they did that here. It kind of made people pay attention to the Iron Man match. and all that type of stuff. So The Rock dominate, and there's no rest period, by the way, too. They have to keep wrestling until, which I like. The Rock continues to dominate Triple H. He works over his leg. He targets it. He wraps it against the post, and he just starts bashing it. He lifts up Triple H's leg first and drops him right onto the steel steps, which is just crazy. He locks him into a figure four. He locks him into a sharpshooter, but Triple H gets
Yeah, this is really innovative stuff that they were doing here.
Yeah, and then eventually from out of nowhere, Triple H hits the pedigree onto The Rock, and he gets the pinfall, and now it's tied. And what I did like about this is because The Rock was up from 1-0, I should mention, I like that the commentators mentioned that even though Triple H technically is down 2 falls because he has to basically beat The Rock, because if it's tied, The Rock retains the belt. So I like that the commentators kept reminding you.
I do like that. Yeah, that was a really good touch.
And then the match continues for a few more minutes, and Triple H rolls up The Rock in a small package and gets the pinfall. And this actually made sense because The Rock was still weary from the pedigree. Like, this was not long after he took the pedigree, so it made sense that this was kind of it for The Rock right here. And then Triple H and The Rock start fighting. I like what they did too. They would in this Iron Man match is they did some stuff in the ring, and they would switch and go outside the ring, because before this they had fought in the crowd before. And then they went and they started brawling towards the stage. I like Jerry Lawler was like, I think The Rock's leaving. He's trying to get out of here. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like, Jerry, that's how The Rock would still. I think The Rock would still lose no matter what, even if he did that, because I guess there's no champion's advantage in an Iron Man match.
Yeah, no, there isn't. No.
And then Triple H, The Rock throws Triple H into the set and hits a backdrop onto him. And then he goes for a suplex onto the stage, but Triple H reverses it into one himself. And Shawn Michaels isn't counting here. He gets to the ring and he says that he's not going to do any double count out BS. Someone has to get into this win type of thing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that Shawn's like, no, we're going to do this straight up as straight up can be here. Like, there may be no DQs and shit, but you got to fucking do this right. Or no, there was DQs, I'm sorry. But, like, I'm not going to have it end by some bullshittery. Like, we're going to do this as fair as possible for the title.
Yeah, and then Triple H brings The Rock back to the ring. He hits a pile driver, a sit-out pile driver onto The Rock, and that's the end of The Rock. That Triple H now up 3-1.
Which, by the way, was the Cactus fucking driver as well. I love that little story beat. They don't mention that on commentary, but that was Cactus's fucking pile driver that he fucking got the 3 with, which I thought was great.
Yep. And they had a scoreboard, by the way, too. Something cool they did is they used, like, the scoreboard, like, as if you went to, like, a sports game, like, in the background as the scoreboard also, which was cool.
Yeah,
so
love that. Cool. Yeah, that was a cool touch, yeah.
And Triple H just starts, like, isolating The Rock for a while. He dominates him for a while in this match. It's several DDTs, suplexes, neck breakers, high knees, face busters. He just destroys The Rock throughout the rest. The Rock would get a little bits of comeback, but Triple H would just consistently cut him down. And The Rock finally gets a comeback. He goes for a float over DDT, which obviously was botched. He ends up just doing the DDT, but I thought, the commentators covered it up really well, because they mentioned that The Rock, had been fatigued because this was the longest match he ever had and everything like that. So I thought they covered that up really well. And The Rock actually gets the pinfall this way. He gets he goes up 3-2 by this point. It would have been. And then the match continues. They fight ringside. I did like they mentioned, like, why is The Rock bringing him out here? But Lawler mentions, like, they're in deep water now. Like, when you wrestle for this long, your head starts to play tricks on you and stuff. I kind of like that because then it makes people say this is why they're making the decisions they're making, type of thing. So,
yes.
I mean, that's all that I know we talk about this. That's all WWE has to do, by the way. Just mention shit like that. We won't mention it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's really not that hard.
Yeah. And then Triple H is about to use a steel chair on The Rock, but Shawn takes it out of his hand because, he doesn't want a DQ to happen. This allows The Rock to throw him into the steps. And then he gets into the ring, and Triple H blasts The Rock off the skull with the steel chair. And this causes a DQ, so now it's tied 3-3. And obviously, Lawler makes a point to mention on commentary. I think Triple H did that because he didn't think Shawn was going to DQ him. But that's not that's not why he did this. Triple H then rolls up the Rock, uses the ropes for leverage, and gets the win that way. So basically, Triple H sacrificed a fall so that way he could gain another fall and gain one up on the Rock himself, pretty much.
Yeah, which is great. I love that little strategy. Just go heel and then get the fucking advantage.
And I think that's the first time anyone ever did this, by the way. Like, this spot has been used in many 2 out of 3 falls Iron Man matches.
It literally was used by fucking MJF in the Danielson match, which, by the way, is still fucking phenomenal. Like,
and
I still think that's the best Iron Man match in pro wrestling, period.
And the Pac Kenny Omega Iron Man match. And the Brock Hurt match. Brock did the spot also in the match.
It's been used. I think out of the ones who have reused this spot, I think Max has done it the best.
What did Max do? Because I haven't seen that.
I think because Max didn't use a chair, but he did get himself DQ'd. I think he low blowed Brian, and then got a DQ that way. But then that led right into some sort of move. I don't know. It's been a bit since I've seen the match, but it's phenomenal.
And then Triple H just continues to isolate the Rock. The Rock's busted open by this point, and he locks the Rock into a sleeper hold. And they tease us where, obviously it's typical thing where they put the hand down 3 times, but like the Rock would always get his hand up. But they actually did this as a finish. The Rock's hand goes down 3 times, and it was actually like a finish. I forgot this was a spot that
was crazy. That was a crazy spot. Because it didn't happen often. It did not happen often. But you would think it makes sense. The guy just got walloped over the head with a steel chair. So there's great psychology here.
And he had the sleeper hold on him like 3 times prior to that.
Yeah, he did. He was wearing him down. He was wearing him down the whole match. And then he clocked him in the head and then put the sleeper hold again and passed him out. Made the most sense.
Now Triple H is up 5-3. And, like, the commentators are putting this over, like, because it's, like, 20 minutes into the match. Like, best bet the Rock all can really do was, like, tie the match pretty much at this point. That's, like, the Brock's best bet.
Yeah.
The Rock mounts this great comeback. He does a superplex off of the top turnbuckle, and he rolls over, and he gets a really nice near fall out of that. That was awesome.
Near fall, yeah.
And then they fight ringside. Triple H throws the Rock into the steps. He goes to, he tears down the English and commentary team. He goes for a Triple H bottom onto the announce table, but the Rock counters it into a pedigree, and the table does not break. Rock does not have good luck with tables. You can't get him to break no matter what he does.
No matter what. They fuck each other up more than they fuck the table up.
Yeah, I feel like The Rock has the worst luck with tables. You can never get him to break no matter how hard.
I don't know, man. Triple H has some pretty bad luck with tables. Quad tear and fucking Kurt Angle getting concussed. Anyone?
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That table broke too early, and his fucking face smashes off the fucking
brutal bump. Yeah.
But The Rock gets into the ring, and Triple H gets counted out, which gets him a fall. And then Triple H gets back into the ring. The Rock has this great comeback where he takes the McMahon's finally come out. He starts taking everybody out. He hits the spine buster, hits the people's elbow, gets the fall, and it's up, and it's tied 5-5. And basically now they're in panic mode here because it's like 3 minutes left in the match. The Shawn Michaels is helping, trying to keep the match as fair as possible, taking out the McMahons and everything like that. And eventually, The Rock inadvertently gets Irish whipped into Shawn, which causes them to have to take a bump. That video plays I talked about, and who comes out? None other than The Undertaker. American Badass Undertaker. As you guys know, my least favorite version of Undertaker.
Grow up.
I will say, because I've seen a lot of 2000 pay-per-views where The Undertaker shows up, this is probably the worst version of Taker, because this is when he was big league and everybody and everything like that.
To be DDP fair, but at the time, this is a whole fucking new thing for Taker, and when he came out on that bike, the fucking pop, dude. Holy shit. You would have thought Austin came out with how loud this arena was for him.
Because they hadn't seen Taker since, like, before SummerSlam.
Yeah. SummerSlam last year.
He was out. This is...
No, I think he did make it to SummerSlam, actually. So
this was May. He was out since December.
He was. Yeah, he was out for
because he was working the last 3 or 4 months of 99 with the torn groin and the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. He was
Undertaker
fucking
comes in.
beat up.
He cleans house. He looked really great here, considering the fact of how bad he looked before.
Because he was limping, like he couldn't even walk.
Yeah, but he cleans house. We didn't know whose side he was on. He starts taking out the McMahons. Which I did like that JR, because he was a nice callback. Because if you remember, he was on Vince's side originally when he was gone before. So that was a good call by JR right there.
Yeah.
Although
and
he said that before he left to go for surgeries and whatnot, he was slowly transitioning into Biker Taker, and he was sort of like against Vince for the last few weeks.
Yeah, he was. So this was like right around that time was when he was already going from Dead Man. Well, this is what he was going from Dead Man to American Badass. Like that whole weird time period with Show where he's talking about snakes and shit. That's when he was like going into the American Badass.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, Undertaker cleans house. He chokeslams X-Pac, chokeslams Road Dogg. Hits this really good right on Vince that busts Vince open. Everybody's bleeding by this point because Triple H got busted open for the pedigree on the table. I forgot to mention that. And then he fucks up. He chokeslams Triple H, and then tombstones Triple H, and the clock's really counting down at this point. It's like at 36.3 and all this type of stuff. And eventually Sean sees this.
Yeah,
and,
Sean sees it and he sees the last ride and he's like, "Don't do it, or I have to disqualify him. Don't do it, you idiot." And so he fucking does it. Now the match is over by this point because the clock had already expired, but it's still referee's discretion, which is where everybody's like, "Okay, well, this was obviously botched." No. I think this added way more fucking drama here. Because after it fucking happens, Sean calls for the fucking bell and goes to the timekeeper and said, he wouldn't stop. I tried to get him to put him down. He wouldn't put him down. So, winner by disqualification, a new WWF champion, Triple H. And obviously, commentators hear this and are like, "What did Sean say?" And then they freaking go, "The winner of this match, The Undertaker disqualified The Rock in the final fall. Therefore, the winner and new WWF champion, Triple H." And it was just like biggest crowd of boos ever after a crazy fucking ending to to a great Iron Man match, right? And Triple H is just like fucking barely standing on his own 2 feet with a title in his fucking hand, clutching the thing.
Vince's reaction's great here too, by the way. We should talk about
that.
Yeah,
his reaction was phenomenal, yeah. Great
The
stuff.
Undertaker tried to run him over.
Yeah.
And then the Undertaker's reaction, like his facial expressions when he realized that he fucked up is awesome. The Rock's, reaction when he realized he was screwed out of the championship was really good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, which is
they did like throwing some seeds and like planting some seeds like in later episodes, but nothing really like came of it because they really didn't, because they were kind of allies like after.
Yeah.
That. So
like it was unintentional, so they got over it rather quickly. But yeah, like Undertaker inadvertently screwed The Rock, and so many people gave Shawn Michaels so much shit for this, and I say this is the most impartial he has ever been, and I will not stand for the Shawn Michaels hate here. Damn it, he called that down the middle. He said he was going to call it down the middle, and he actually called it down the middle. Mr. Michael Bottom was a good fucking referee with his booty shorts and all. Good job, Sean.
But yeah, this was a fantastic Iron Man match here. I think I'm going to go the 5 stars. If everything about the Iron Man match made sense.
Yeah.
All the
5 stars, and it pushed it to 5 stars because of Shawn Michaels' nut-hugging shorts.
But I think the best thing about the Iron Man match is all the falls in the match made sense.
Yeah.
That happened in the Iron Man match also, and it was never boring. The Iron Man match, like you really had to be, it really kept you glued onto your screen.
Yeah, they made this very, very dramatic. Like it was very good. Like you felt it was like nail biting every moment. I loved this.
I really wish this had been like the first Iron Man match. I feel like this would have been a better first Iron Man match than the Shawn and Brett.
Yeah, I to this day I rank this and Brock and Angle higher than fucking Sean and Brett. I've always been under the belief, and I'm so stern on it, one fall apiece in an hour makes no goddamn sense in the context of wrestling. Never did, never will.
It was 60. It was 6-5. This is like 11 falls were happened in this match.
Yeah, as it should have fucking been. And the reasons the falls happened made sense. Whereas Sean and Brett was like, whoa, the endurance. Okay, yeah. But that doesn't fucking stop you from having a concussion and broken ribs and something happening within that hour time limit that would cause a fucking fall to happen. You know what I mean? At very least 1-to-1 before the fucking time limit.
I broke them down. Think about the falls that happens. They hit the finishers right away. That makes sense. It's your finish. That would make sense to be the finish. Triple H hits a roll up right after the pedigree, like pretty much on the Rock.
Yeah.
Then it's the cactus pile driver. That makes sense.
Yes.
Then the Rock does the float over DDT. You could call bullshit on that one, but there was fatigue there.
There was a count out. There was a count out, which made sense because he just went through a fucking table head first.
Not even through the table, like he just landed on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Triple H got himself DQ'd, which got him another fall. Like all the falls made, and then obviously the DQ finish with the Undertaker. Like
it was great.
Yeah, all the falls made sense for the most part. So
with a great return at the end too, by the way. Yeah. What a great fucking return.
And WWF did doing what they did better, make people want to tune into Raw the next night.
Boy, did they. Because they made it look controversial, but it really wasn't when you break it down. Because, and everybody said, and I always, I think we went into this thing when we originally picked this, this is the one that Shawn Michaels fucked up on. And then you look at the match, it's like, wait a fucking minute. He didn't fuck up. He saw Undertaker about to hit the last ride, and he tried to stop him. Either that, or he saw him hit the fucking choke slam onto him because he saw that in his eyes as well. So he was trying to be fair to The Rock, but he gave him no fucking choice at the end, even after the clock expired. So he had to DQ him.
But it was still
brilliant. It was brilliant storytelling.
But there is still that drama, anyways. The fans, I think that wait, was the match was already over by that point? There's still that drama anyway.
Yeah, so exactly. There was that bullshit, and it was like I love the idea that Michaels used kind of like his competitive brain a bit. Like I gotten screwed like this in some way, shape, or form before. I don't want the same to happen to The Rock here. I love that they told that little story there. I love little story beats like that in matches like this. It really, really adds. Like, if you have a special referee and you don't have that competitor's mindset and try to fucking be as fair as possible, even against a referee's rule book, but you're just left with no other choice, and you have to call for a fucking DQ, I love that. I thought, this is the best Iron Man match WWE ever produced. Period. Bar none. This was fucking great top to bottom. You want to find one of the best Iron Man matches? I always the two I always recommend are the one from Revolution this year, and this one from Judgment Day 2000. Those are like your top two right there. They're fucking great. I'm an Iron Man match mark. If you couldn't fucking tell, I've watched just about every single one, with the exception of maybe a few indie ones. But
I don't want to say anything, but it's gonna tie into your show why you're such an Iron Man mark. We're gonna see why.
You'll see in WYW. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's fucking great, man. What a great show. Only dud was that fucking tag match as well, but a great ending to this fucking show, all things considered. 5 stars all day. I think that's unanimous with all of us.
Well, Chris, anything else you want to say about this match that hasn't been brought up? Is there anything else? Because you didn't really get to give your thoughts on this match.
I thought this match was great. It's 5 stars. And I'd give it 5 stars with the nut huggers too included.
Exactly.
Yep.
5.5. We'll go 5.5.
This match is great. It's 2 of the best stars of the era. 2 out of the 3 best stars of the era.
Yeah.
Just beating the piss out of each other for an hour straight. If you don't like that, don't watch wrestling ever again.
Yeah, dude.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, for real. And not to mention as well, Chris, like, to think that this was off the back of Backlash where Austin came back and Austin was not here at the next one. They were still carrying that goddamn fucking WWF flag well after Austin was out. And they fucking took that ball and ran with it, bro. Like, shit. Like, that,
this is full on, like...
Austin's still not due back for, like...
Yeah. Yeah, for a while. Chris, you were saying?
This is full on, like, Rock's time. Like, this is... Like, they were... Like, this is... Clear-cut Rock #1 babyface, clear-cut Triple H #1 heel.
Yeah, I was gonna say 1A, 1B for real. Like they were the best in their era. This was their era for sure. Fucking
because Steve was gone at this point,
and Triple H had my time as well, so it was ironic. This is my song.
Best Triple H song.
Yeah, I love that song.
But yeah, so let's do letter grades. I think we're all gonna go A, right? The only dud is the tables match.
A plus if we're going by S rank. Because as you said, the only dud was that fucking tag. So like, otherwise it's A plus.
I'll go A. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's basically it. Probably one of the shortest retros we've ever done on this channel because we didn't do any career retrospectives. We didn't
need to.
So
there you go.
Don't get used to this because there's always going to be a career retrospective somewhere, somehow, somewhere.
We'll do one where we have to do 15 matches and we'll have to do every single one of them.
Yeah. But let's all do.
Oh God.
But yeah, let's do plugs.
We got an easy one. Now we're gonna have to get one that's super difficult.
Yeah, don't say that. Don't say that to me, please. I have to fucking produce this shit.
But yeah, let's do plugs. We'll start with Chris because he's got the least amount of stuff to plug.
Whenever you watch this, whenever you feel like watching it, great, awesome. I felt, if you want to watch Collision tomorrow night, because this is Friday, go ahead. I felt like for episode was good enough as it was. I really liked it, which is a surprise because I'm not really into AEW as much nowadays, but I felt like it was a really good show. And if you want to watch it, go ahead. I don't care. Enjoy it.
What about Rampage? What about Rampage, bud? It's to show you up and wait now.
You fucking can't. You could put fucking Okada and Ospreay and whoever else on there, and no one will watch it anyway, so no one cares.
Okay.
You could put the Rock on there. No one.
But it's to show you up and wait.
You could have the Rock, Steve Austin, the Undertaker, Mankind as like advertised for Rampage, and it would still draw 200,000 views.
Is it that bad now? I haven't seen it in a long while, but I didn't realize it was that bad.
It's averaging like 300,000 a week.
Fuck. Well, they were preempted for a long time out of their original time slot, right?
They've been moved around a bunch, but
that's probably why. Because I know they were averaging at least 600,000 before that happened.
It's been steady, like 200 to 300,000 for like the last like number of months.
Yeah. Not even Papa Briscoe and Aubrey Edwards could save it. Fuck.
No, they couldn't save it.
God damn. Guys.
There's no more playoff hockey or basketball to compete against. So
yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, because they probably thought the show was canceled. To be fucking honest,
it should.
It's alright. It's Rampage, baby.
It's better than the Dokes. So
I'd go as far as to say it's probably better than Main Event and fucking Level Up. To be honest.
Probably
notable people on it, but still, I think that draws more.
It does it. I don't know. They're probably neck and neck. Probably neck and neck some weeks. Let's be real. They're all C shows, so
James, do you have anything you want to plug or promote?
So I have like a couple things. Indie Force is going to be coming back on probably it's either going to be after Forbidden Door or right before Forbidden Door. We're still kind of working out the kinks in the armor on that one. We'll play it by ear, see what happens. But yeah, we're gonna be doing Indie Force probably on Discord this time around. So you'll be seeing that uploaded as opposed to live. Guys, fuck my Wi-Fi box. Still gotta get that fixed. So you can tune in for that. You could also tune in to Simply Predicting, which by the time this is out, it would have already happened for AEW Forbidden Door, or AEW X New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. That card looks fucking stacked, by the way, I will say. Looks like it's really taken shape ever since Collision's debut as well, which I don't think is by coincidence. But yeah, definitely looking forward to this show. Looks like it's going to be a huge fucking show. I'm very intrigued with everything kind of coming together right now with AEW, how it's all going to fucking factor into the story, how everything's just kind of played around. I know Punk showed up on Dynamite on Wednesday.
He did.
So I just haven't been able to watch
because
it.
a certain someones weren't there.
Yet, but I did give all in due time, I believe. All in due time.
All in due time, he's never going to appear on Dynamite again after this.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? We'll see. I'm still waiting to play it by ear and see if they actually fucking get over their bullshit.
No, they're not. It's gotten worse. So.
Oh, great. Well, we'll see. I'm still gonna wait until I actually see it. Okay, they're not working together. I believe it. Because sometimes I don't trust a lot of these fucking rumor sites. But, yeah, we're doing Forbidden Door predictions. Just tune into that. Noah's channel. There you go. And Foster 1916. I'll be there. We're all probably going to do predictions, but we're all probably going to do it on the forum like we usually do. Because Noah is pretty good at, like, streamlining all of our predictions in one thing. So, yeah. Casey, I believe, is still the champion. As far as I remember. So yeah, we're all gonna be doing prediction leagues again. And
forever.
Casey's got like 3 belts, so you know he's really
Get the fucking belts off him, Jesus.
Yeah, he's got like
belt
3.
hog.
Fucking got he's the No DQ Galaxy fucking champ too. He won that as well, so he's stacked in gold right now.
I only have one.
You only have one? What's your one?
This one.
The one on your pants? What are you saying?
Yes.
I got you. All right, but yeah, that's all I got to plug, really. And yeah, everything else that I produce, we'll plug for you. So there you go.
All right, so you can check out obviously everything on this channel. WWF Aftershock, that'll be up Sunday. AEW Spoke probably will be up the same day because we have to get that up before Forbidden Door. We're recording that at 1:30 Sunday, so we hope we can get that up. It will probably be up at the same time as Forbidden Door, but you know,
if it's after Forbidden Door, you know why. But we'll be doing an AEW Spark Cross a Simple Take crossover show in conjunction with Forbidden Door. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And then that will follow up with a Wrestling Rundown X ATW review show after Money in the Bank. So there you go for that one.
Yeah, it'll be like the week after Money in the Bank. Yeah. Like
so yeah, that's going to be following up after that one. So yeah, there you go. Stay tuned for
and
all
then,
that.
Yeah, what else? Obviously, over the retros, at some point before Money in the Bank, you're going to see NXT TakeOver London retro and WWE Raw August 4th, 2020 retro. Since the NXT is doing Raw Underground, you know.
Yes.
We're gonna try to get some Raws under there with Raw Underground. I know Raw Underground's happening in NXT. It's weird, but that's what's happening. So,
there you go.
But and then we can plug this now. Today in about.
No, it actually I fucked up and it already premiered at 3 a.m. I thought it was 3 p.m. So it's already there.
Okay.
It's already up.
But today you can watch Owen and AJ Talks, and Owen the Talking Idiot uploaded his first video with this production. You can watch Owen and AJ Talks, the first episode. It's the Ben 10 guessing game where I try to guess everything that happens in Ben 10. I did a pretty decent job. And not next week, but the week after.
July 6th.
You can
the
watch
long-awaited video of Owen Finch's most viewed video of all time, the follow-up Kiss X Sis episode 2. The anime that promotes incest. Yeah.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
It says
Fuck
for win
family,
says.
let's go.
Chris, you're probably thinking, what are we doing? What am I doing watching that? It's a long story that I can't.
He didn't voluntarily watch this. He was told that
I
it was a
thought-
great anime, and it turned out it was a fucking terrible.
Oh,
joke
he's just
by
a
AJ.
pervert.
Total pervert. How dare you? How dare you, Owen?
Oh,
Such a
yeah.
pervert.
And then obviously the FTW main hub. Do you want to plug that one, James? FTW
Yeah,
main
yeah.
hub?
So, following the premiere of Owen and AJ Talk's second episode, over the weekend, we will finally, because Mr. Sadio actually has her laptop now, we will be premiering the first Best of FTW Productions video on that channel, and everything will be moved. The main hub that is my channel is going to move over there. So you'll see all the channels and all the shows there. And you will see the first Best of video, episode 1, which is an autism story called Shared Experiences by Mr. Sadio and I, because we both have autism, you see, and we were both bullied because of our autism, you see, and I pull a sting and fuck up bullies with a baseball bat as my character, and yeah, it's fun. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll find that part fun. I think you'll also enjoy the story. So go listen to it. Go check it out. It'll be up there with new graphics and all. So there you go.
There you go. And that's everything. You can check out FTW. And obviously, incoming will be the first 2 episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender on Owen and AJ Talk. So that will be
Yes,
good.
indeed.
So.
Yes, indeed.
That'll be the first show that we talk about that we actually want to talk about. So
Exactly. So yeah.
That's pretty much it, guys. And since it's being recorded in the past, we will talk to you guys in the future.
Bye, everyone.
We doing all the classics, you heard it, then I grabbed it. Flow like Method Man, then run like I'm Rabbit. Soon as I hear the bass line, it be my FaceTime. Music's in my veins, so just in case I'm without my iPod or a media player, I'll check my